Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I'm going to be doing a Blu-ray reading. There's lots of intensity right now. Lots of intensity. First and foremost, just kind of want to go over a few things. I know several people had been asking, how do you join ET Talks? Because of a couple different things happening, I've had to do this differently. It can't be under knowledge nuggets on my website. You have to go here, mevolving.com/shop/et-talks-registration. It should be in the pinned comments. The reason I have to do it this way is so that I and my team can ensure my safety online. Yes, online predators are. Anyways, so with that, it's not an actual recurring membership. What's going to happen is you're going to sign up. It's going to charge you. I think it's set at 30 cents. 30 cents. And then it's going to charge you next week another 30 cents just because I can't do it with only one. And then you'll have access. You won't be charged again after that. So 60 cents total. And that's just to ensure that no predatory people are able to go into that space. Okay. Because that space is going to be a space where there's going to be a lot of vulnerability, a lot of very delicate things will be discussed. So I just need to ensure I know who's there with me. Okay. All righty. Yeah. 60 cents. That's the total. It's supposed to be $1 because that's what my website limitations had it set at. But apparently it got included in my website sale. So it's 30 cents. Which I ain't even mad at that. I'm not even mad at that, you know? All right. So I asked what this reading is going to be about. And what I heard is take a deep breath and brace yourself. The faces I'm going to be making. I mean, you know, it is what it is tonight. It is what it is. Things are going to get interesting. I can already feel it. Things are going to get super duper interesting. And it is what it is. Unfortunately. All right. Yeah, the timing of this reading. I was not planning on coming on tonight. I wasn't. I was initially planning on doing expedites, and then the energy shifted, and I was like, I have to do this. I have to set up the ET talk stuff, and then I have to do this, and then maybe I can just rest. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, so this card, okay, those two cards want to come out. So take a deep breath, embrace yourself. I'm sure there's a lot of information that's going to be coming through. So as I was telling you guys before, I've been given the green light to speak and share all kind of different tidbits of information. Once information that I am being prompted to share becomes something that I can't share on social media platforms, the social media platforms will be cut, and the live stream will still just continue streaming on the ET Talks side of things. Okay. Let's get started. Let's see where this goes. Take a deep breath and brace yourself. Oh, damn. I didn't notice those were teeth. Okay. Things are getting crunk real quick. It's called the quick crunk. Okay. So there's attempts to manipulate ascension mechanics right now. I'm not sure what's going on with solar and with like solar storms, with the Schumann resonance and things like that. I don't track those things because I drive myself nuts when I do. But there's shifting that's occurring. I can feel it. I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but I'm definitely feeling it. So the things that I'm feeling, it's almost like triggering an acceleration of ascension mechanics. I want to say it's on a personal as well as a collective level. Um, and it's going to cause many of us to kind of feel slightly destabilized. The more sensitive you are to energy, the more destabilized you're going to feel. The more moody, um, the more reactive, the more of all of that. Okay, so just be ready for that. It's not really a big deal. It's kind of like, if you're going to start your cycle and you have PMS, you make sure you have chocolate in the house. You make sure you have ice cream, just some preparatory stuff. It's just like that. Just, be ready for a little bit of attitude rising up from you. Okay. So this card, the Seeker, and there's teeth. Okay. Craziness popped in my head. It was kind of concerning, to be honest. So there are those who are being sought after. Here's the thing. Why is there teeth? And immediately my mind goes towards, you mean they're seeking genetic material? And then, oh my God, I just watched a video and this guy, I mean, I don't know how much of it I believe. I don't know how much of it I don't believe, but he's talking about, he just randomly comes across my page and he is talking about how, when you get your wisdom teeth pulled, um, that has a lot of genetic material. There's all that like pulpy stuff in there, right? So it has genetic material. And when you get your teeth pulled, they typically won't let you keep your teeth. And I'm like, okay, I've had my wisdom teeth pulled and I'm like, I'm taking it home with me. It's my teeth. And so I was like, oh, I thought it was just me that wants to take it home with me. Cause whenever I had gotten my wisdom teeth pulled, it was this thing of like, you're not allowed to keep that. And he's talking about like they 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 take the teeth and they clone you. And I'm like, okay, we're not all that special that they're going to be cloning everybody. Let's just stop. Just stop. So I don't know how much of that I believe, but it's this thing now, this message of immediately my mind goes towards whoever the metaphoric they are, they're seeking specific genetic materials, right? Genetic lineages. And so let's see where the cards take us. This is not being done out of love. There's no love in this action. None. There is no love in this action. There is no desire in that seeking. There is no desire to help humanity ascend, to kind of uplift others or any of that. Love is very much removed from that seeking. It's a very self-serving type of thing, you know? So, in order for this to be successful, we have to have zero inkling to be curious. We have to be in a space, you know, we have to be in a space where it's like, we don't want to find out more. It's too scary. It's too this, it's too that. We want to kind of just put our head in the sand, which I mean, sometimes when the topics get a little too intense, I'm kind of like, I really don't have the energy for this today. I don't blame you guys. I don't blame you guys because these topics can get very, very intense. So they don't want you to get curious. I don't know who they are, but they don't want you to get curious. They don't want you to see things from a higher perspective, to question from a higher position. And they don't want you to do that because they don't want you to enter into a space of alchemical change. If you do begin to question and you don't like what you are seeing, the results that you're um, getting from your queries, obviously you're going to want to change that. You're going to want to do something that that will not allow for the perpetuation of things that are not in alignment with your needs, with your safety. And I think that's part of what's happening is that for many of us, if we really allow ourselves to know, to really hear and see the things that we need to pay attention to, we will be very much triggered to a point where we will not allow anymore. Right? So it's going to require quite a few more people, quite a few more, to become inconvenienced and concerned to the degree that we're no longer going to continue to just blindly participate. Because right now we're kind of in a space of blind participation in a lot of things that, we just kind of, it is what it is. We're too busy. We have things going on that we need to deal with. We can't really deal with that theoretical stuff right now. And I get it. I have days where I'm totally there in that space. But with this, whatever this is, it's going to affect the trajectory of human ascension mechanics. Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to affect the trajectory of human ascension mechanics. We've been far too patient for far too long. There are those of us who are in that space. What space is that? Well, you've been positioned to be a caretaker. You're a caretaker of other humans. That means you're being given advanced information for a reason, and you're supposed to utilize that information, that advanced knowledge, that precog hit, in a beneficial way, not just personally beneficial, but beneficial for as many people as it possibly could benefit, right? So they're trying to take control out of the creator's hands. They're trying to become the creator themselves. Yeah, look. Power and the creator. They're both in reverse. This is an upside down matrix. They're trying to create more bonds, trauma bonding to a matrix that serves or is designed to further drain you. So there's ascension mechanics, right? I don't have paper. Oh wait, I might. Okay. So there's this ascension mechanics. If you're going the wrong way, it takes you deeper into that reversal grid. If you're going the right way, which is, how would I explain this? It goes into quantum things. Has to do with resonance. Once you reach the ceiling of something, which is represented by the line, once you reach that ceiling, your trajectory is going to be recalibrated. And if you're still operating within the parameters of the reversal grid, you're going to get siphoned back down. You're not going to be able to reach the levels of resonance that will then open up certain pathways within your morphogenetic template. That's what they're trying to stop. They're trying to stop the dilation of these pathways so that you can reach higher levels of dimensional consciousness. For example, it's very widely spread information that we have 7 chakras. Wrong. You have 7 primary chakras that are rooted in the physical world. You have an additional 8 that are morphogenetic, and those are all your primaries, right? 15 primary chakras along your central chakra channel. Now, you also have secondary chakras, tertiary chakras, and then so on and so on. Why did they stop at 7? Because if you get up to 7th dimensional frequency, if you get anchored there, then you'll experience everything beneath it. Christic consciousness is 7th dimensional frequency. That means you would need to exit out of the crown and be anchored at least in the 8th dimensional frequencies in order to have an awareness of Christic consciousness. They're trying so hard to withhold the information that's necessary for you to be aware of the process that you're in. They don't even want you to know. In order to experience Christic consciousness, you have to be anchored in the 8th. By technicality, low vibration, low dimensional consciousness, it's dimension 1 through 8. That's still low frequencies. That's still low. If you want to be considered a higher frequency, it has to be in excess of 8D. 8D, because it's at that point you're entering into your Christic consciousness. With that, you're seeing the golden threads that connect everything. You're seeing how all of your decisions have a ripple effect and the interwoven interconnectedness of the tapestry we're building together as individuated fragments of a singular consciousness. So they're trying to convince you through a lot of really manipulative tactics, manipulative teachings that make you think like, oh, I'm powerful, in a way that you're not actually powerful, right? You draw your power. You are a powerful being, but not in the way you're being told, not in the way you're being taught. Those are very ego-based things. It's like the difference between lifting heavy because you've trained and prepared yourself to be a heavy lifter, and lifting heavy based on ego, where your body is not capable of lifting like that. Those weights, you don't have the proper mechanics. The potentiality for injury is extremely increased. All of that, right? There's a huge difference. Huge difference between the two. So, like, one of the things people like to spread this is more in the esoteric communities versus the spiritual. You'd think they're the same thing, but they're not. In the esoteric communities, there's a lot of spreading of the concept of you are God, right? Are you? Or are you a fractal of God? Are you a component? Because being a component is not the same thing as being the thing. A strand of my hair is a part of me, but it is not me. It is a part of me. It's made of me, made by me. It came from me, but it is not the totality of me. Huge differences. But it's done in such a manipulative manner that when you begin to really take these types of logic in, that's not a friend of mine. When you begin to take these logics in, what ends up happening is we get very skewed in our perception of things. Very skewed in our perception of things, right? The Magi. We are being given the opportunity to reach levels of there's a history there. Don't worry, babe. There's a history there. Nothing to do with that person specifically, but there's a history there, and I haven't forgotten. The Magi card has a lot to do with with the information that's coming in. You're being asked to step into a space of tremendous wisdom, right? If we allow ourselves to really access the wisdom that we are needing to access, what will happen? We'll be able to more readily allow ourselves to step into a place of personal power where we're consciously co-creating the types of events that we're living through. Hold on. Let's see. And my response to that comment, it really has a lot to do, again, what I was saying earlier in the live stream, where be prepared to be more reactive, be prepared to be more easily jostled by things that wouldn't normally jostle you, right? Just be prepared for that, because a lot of the things that are going on right now, um you know, it's intended to rock you from center, okay? Embracing family in reverse. So, we are made by one thing. We all come from the same source. That doesn't mean some family members are not toxic and very, very unhealthy for you. If some of that energetic family, celestial family, even biological family is not healthy for you, then you have to understand some of the limitations that you now have to work with in order to not allow yourself to step into a place of just outright toxicity, right? We have to really let ourselves have permission. Just have our give ourselves that permission to address what we need. Okay. Card number 70, complete surrender in reverse. This is a period where there are some things that you have to surrender to. You have to surrender to the experience, to the process, but there are other things that you really need to fight. You're going to have to begin discerning which is which, because no one really knows which one is best for you and which one is best avoided. Only you really know that. Like, there was no way for that individual to know that that's just really not something you want to comment with me, that there's a history there that that individual got sucked into. And so now I'm just like, no, I'm good off the whole thing. The whole thing, I'm good off of it. Right. It's important that, yeah, I've said before that it's not healthy to hold grudges, but you don't forget. You never allow yourself to forget when someone does not have any hesitation, regardless of whether or not they have actual reason. If they've never had a history with you and they have no problem jumping on a bandwagon, not even knowing you, not knowing what's happening, you need to remember that. That is not a friend. That will never be a friend. That is a person who will always be a very questionable, like, why are you here? What is your intention? Clearly, you don't got my back. Clearly, I am disposable. So clearly, there's something you want if you're coming around. Whatever you want, I'm not willing to give. Right? So when you have people like that, and I'm speaking in general terms, when you have people like that, situations like that, because it feels like these are things that are going to circle back around, right? When you have people in situations like that, what ends up happening is you get a chance to rehash it. How and why? Well, because your soul is making sure that you've learned the lesson from the previous round. Take a deep breath and brace yourself. The circles are tightening. The circles are tightening. All of this resonance that's being increased, it is creating a polarized environment. It's creating a polarized environment. There's no right, there's no wrong. There just is two polarities. There's two. And whichever polarity you're drawn to, that's what polarity you're drawn to. Again, there's no right or wrong. But just know one polarity is going to willingly be sucked back down to a more dense field of existence, a more dense consciousness. And that's going to prevent those individuals from rising to higher levels of understanding, higher capacity to implement the wisdom their life circumstances giving them. While the other group, you're going to be easy peasy, able to apply all of these different things, this different information. So, light of awareness in reverse. Light of awareness. Why do you think it would be in reverse? What do you think that that means? Light of awareness in reverse. It's like using the fire of false information. Fire has different applications. It can be used to sustain life, to provide warmth, to cook food, to cleanse. It could also be used to destroy. It has various types of applications. They're using the fire of false information. New, quote unquote, new information is going to be released. I don't know what that new information is, but it's going to be a hot buzz. Maybe it's already happened over the last couple of days and it just hasn't crossed my path yet. Maybe it's going to happen. There's going to be an announcement of some kind. And that announcement is intended to burn down everything. We have to be careful about the things we listen to and the things we believe. Okay? Question everything. There are those of us who have good intentions and those of us who feign to have good intentions. You got to understand and be able to discern the difference. We're entering into a period where good intentions and the appearance of good intentions are going to be very muddled. They're going to be very, very, very muddled. The next part of whatever their plan is, whatever that proverbial their plan, it's being rolled out. I don't know what it is. It's being rolled out. Okay. Conservative attachments. Let's see, look. That being, that person is made of different colors. That looks like their complexion is different. Chimerism? Are they like a chimera? That would tap into subject matter that I've come across those who have proposed theories regarding chimeras and certain medical procedures. Yeah. Like a fear in their face, blank eyes. Even their teddy is X'd out. I'm wondering, because a lot of the information coming through right now is very, very intense. I'm wondering if what this is kind of trying to communicate to us is some of the plans that are intended for the double diamond suns. Hold on. How deep can I go in the public live stream? All right. So there's an alternate that's already been created. It's a hybridized alternate reality, alternate universe that is already being seeded with NPCs, OPs, organic portals. They're trying to establish that as a common ground space, a space where both those who have the capacity to ascend and those who have chosen to be siphoned back down, they can enter into that space together. I guess you could even call it almost like I forget the term now. Purgatory. Purgatory. It's a purgatory. I think Earth's already a purgatory. Let's be real here. But it's not a common ground space though. That's the thing. It's like they're trying to infuse it with upside down chaos, the cosmos upside down. When there's a lot of confusion already occurring, you're not going to know up from down. So the chaos is already very, very much it's already very chaotic within our minds. This is probably why they've been oh, I got some videos to share, but I can't do it here. This is probably why they've already been doing quite a bit of frequency seeding. There's a lot that's being pushed through, pushed through, pushed through. And it becomes a thing of, do you even know yourself right now? Have you begun shifting and changing? And now, you know, you're aware that you're not the same self you were even just a few weeks ago. For some, it's a good thing. For some, it's a questionable thing. For others, it's like a very concerning thing for you, right? I think it's affecting all of us very, very differently. Leap of faith, like in order to take that leap of faith, or if you choose to take that leap of faith, you'll be beyond their clutches. They can't go past a certain frequency level. Part of the way creation is structured is that with each dimensional level, there's a ceiling. And that ceiling, it creates kind of like a pressure lock. If you don't have the key pass to get to the next level of this of dimensions, you can't. So parasitic things typically occupy fourth dimensional frequencies. That's the plane of existence, fourth dimension. That's also the astral plane. That's also the heart space, right? It can be something where they use your love for others to manipulate you, parasitic things. It could be attacking you while you're astral. You're not actually asleep. You're going full astral, which is giving you the impression that you're asleep. Night terrors are actually, you weren't sleeping, you went full astral, and your vessel was disturbed and you got tugged back into the vessel. And there was not enough time for you to properly integrate your consciousness into the vessel. And so you're aware you're in the vessel, but you're stuck. You can't move. That's what night terrors are. It's like when you are rushing and you get in the car and you turn on the engine, and you still got to do all these things. You got to put your seatbelt on. You got to sit properly. You got to adjust things. You can't just take off, right? It's like that, where there's that lag time of a couple seconds, maybe a minute or so, before you can actually start driving the vehicle. That's what night terrors are. So, fourth dimension, if you're anchored above that, sixth dimension, the grunts can't touch you anymore. They can't. It would be bigger things that are anchored higher than you. Much bigger things. People think that all demonic things are very low frequency. That's a lie. There are parasitic things that's frequency. Their frequency goes beyond 15th dimensional frequency. We're in a 15 dimension time space matrix, 15 dimensions, 15 levels. And their frequency is beyond that. That's why they're not able to fully integrate. There's been a lot of things that have been going on, a lot of genome manipulation, genome therapy, gene therapy that's been going on that I can't. Oh, Lord. I'm trying to share as much information here before I head over to ET Talks. Has to do with that. A lot of tampering with your natural coding in order to unnaturally increase your frequency to decrease the discrepancy between extremely high frequency parasitic things and the density of your physical body. I'm talking about 2M. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hmm. Rejecting emotions in reverse, right? Rejecting emotions in reverse. You're going to have to feel all of this. I think part of what's happening is there's an agitation that's occurring. And originally, the original intent for this agitation is for us to basically be destabilized. But instead, what's happening is this agitation is bringing our attention to the places where we have the blockages that have not been allowing us to go through our process. What's our process? Purging the pathways that are necessary, purging those pathways that we need to utilize in order to tap in to our abilities. There's a massive influx of frequencies that is geared towards waking up dormant codes. But that's not going to happen if you have all these blockages. This is the very reason why we as a species have not been able to ascend to the degree that we would like to ascend, because of the societal programs that cause us to feel ashamed for being feeling beings. See, people think that you're losing control if you feel your emotions. No. What's happening is they're losing control of you. You are not losing control. You are finally allowing yourself to feel and process what you feel. Here's the reality of it. Those who are highly gifted are also highly sensitive. They go hand in hand. You cannot be highly gifted and not be highly sensitive. What you do with your sensitivities will determine the ways in which you use your gifts. If you allow your sensitivities to cause you to be ego driven, where, oh, someone says something that upsets you, now you're going to use your gifts to be malignant. That's not good, right? But the fact still remains, those who are highly gifted are highly sensitive, highly emotional. Most of us are just very conditioned to hide it all. Until 2017, I was in a parking lot. Oh no, I was in an RV park sitting on a picnic bench when Michael told me that he intentionally broke my RV brakes to strand me in the state of Colorado. No one had ever seen me cry outside of my family, immediate family. No one had ever seen me cry, because I was conditioned to believe, very heavily conditioned to believe, that, guess what? If you ever show your emotions in front of other people, they will use that against you. You just gave them the magic card to destroy you. So I never allowed myself to feel. Because I didn't allow myself to feel, I blocked quite a bit of those pathways that would give me access, that would allow me to give myself permission to defend myself. This is the very reason I was heavily tormented through childhood. I was heavily tormented through childhood. That's why parasitic extraction is one of my most highly developed skills. I learned very well because I was attacked so heavily. So heavily. So, you're going to have to allow yourself to feel. Look, they're even calling out certain processes. um, all right. I have quite a few more cards that I need to go through. I need to be able to talk about this openly. So I'm going to have to switch it over to the ET Talks. If you'd like to join, it's 60 cents, just so that I know exactly who's coming in and people aren't making up email addresses. I'm trying to prevent predatory people from accessing me in this space. Okay. Go over there to ET Talks registration. You can sign up for it, and then you'll see in the menu, click the menu at the very top, and you'll see ET Talks. It'll take you straight there. I should be live there right now. Let me just make sure before I end this. Oh my goodness. Access denied, beaches. Beaches! It's me! Why are you denying me? Okay, hold on. Let me fix this so that I can make sure that I'm part of it. Okay, let me just fix this really quick. There you go. Save that. And you're not going to be charged 60 cents every week. No. You're going to be just hold up here. All right. Am I live on there? I'm live on there. Live on there. All right. So I'm switching over to there. You got to click the read more for the one post. It's a red button, read more, and it'll take you into that because it takes you to the landing page. It's like an ongoing vlog type thing, and it's labeled ET Talks. So if you click that, I just clicked it. Here's, yeah, I can't put the link because you guys, yeah. So if you want to hear more, and this is going to be diving deep into the whole epigenetics of things, a lot of the medical procedures that are being pushed on us right now, alien stuff. It goes deep into that. I can't talk about that stuff here because I already know that YouTube and Facebook are very, very tyrannical when it comes to that specific topic. I can't even say the word, or I will get dinged. Let's see. So I'm going to go over there. Let me just, if you want to be part of it, go check out the link, sign up, and join me on ET Talks. All right. And I'm removing the YouTube live stream as well. I'm going to continue this talk on the ET Talks, okay? All right. Okay.